This is Movie Night with the Boys.
Hi, welcome to Movie Night with the Boys. I'm John,
And I'm Zach.
and we're a weekly podcast where we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games.
And we are part of the Geek Talk Network. So
Yes, we are.
remember to go check out the other show on the network, What in the Anime, with Dustin and Tyler.
Yep, every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts. And this week, or I should say today, we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2 from 2022. And I'm going to give you a little heads up on it. Primarily the cast. So, movie came out this year. Bill Fowler's the director. And the cast is Ben Schwartz as Sonic, Idris Elba as Knuckles, Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman / Dr. Robotnik, however you know him, James Marsden as Tom Wachowski, Tika Sumpter as Maddie Wachowski, and Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Miles Tails Prower.
Do you get it?
Hmm?
You get Tails' name?
Yes, Miles Prower. It took me quite a while to get that. I only realized it like last year, which makes me feel extraordinarily stupid. But in the interest of fairness, I do believe besides Sonic, there's no other character that is speed related? Name wise, I mean. I don't think there's another one.
Yeah, I don't think so. Unless you count Robo-Sonic.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. So yeah. Why don't you tell us about it, Zach?
The movie starts off on the Mushroom Planet, right? We see Robotnik. He's been there for about a year, right? He set up a device, I guess sends out some kind of signal, and this ring opens and these guards come out, and Robotnik kind of tricks them, kind of sends them flying and whatnot. And then as he's about to escape, Knuckles comes out of the portal, right? And then they have a quick little back and forth, and then we cut to the title scene.
Yes, sir. Now, there was something that Robotnik said in there. He said, Klaatu Barada Nikto, which is a line from originally The Day the Earth Stood Still. And that was the line that the alien robot thing came down and told one of the other people to say if he died. And it would make his, backup robot come and collect his corpse and be non-hostile. I don't understand why he used the words here, but I guess it felt right to him at the time.
So after defeating Dr. Robotnik and being adopted by Tom and Maddie, we see Sonic and he's basically like Batman, right? We see him up on a building and he's basically like a vigilante, right? So I guess these guys are robbing an armored car. So, Sonic comes in, interrupts it. This whole thing goes down where the robbers had these like pipe bombs essentially, right? And they were
Yeah,
throwing them
a whole bucket of them.
a whole bag full of them.
Yeah.
So a whole bag full of them. So Sonic knocks out all the robbers, and he's like driving the truck kind of, and the bombs are still on the car. So they slide forward and they all kind of ignite. So Sonic kind of freaks out, and we get a little scene of him like getting rid of all the bombs, and he throws them all like out of the truck, and I guess they all landed in the sewers,
Yeah.
right? So that, you know what I mean? That blew
Some
up,
luck it's
which,
best right there.
yeah, right? And so this whole scene is basically taken from Sonic Adventures, right? Where he like jumps off the roof, the cops are chasing crime, right? And
Yeah.
then the street like just explodes like with
Yeah.
water and stuff. It's just straight out of the video game.
Did you happen to notice the stretches at the beginning too? Those are also from the video game.
No, I wasn't paying that close attention.
Yeah, when he's up on the building before he jumps down with his whole Blue Justice shit, he's doing his in-game stretching that he does like when you leave him prone for a little while.
Okay. True.
Yeah.
All
There's a
right.
lot of game tie-overs. I really liked it.
Yeah. So we then pick up with Sonic and Tom, and they're out fishing, and Sonic being out all night, he's sleepy, so he falls asleep, and then he kind of falls into the river. So Tom basically advises Sonic, just chill out, right? Like, remain
Be a
patient
kid.
for the day his powers will be needed before he and Maddie depart. So we pick back up with Tom and Maddie and Sonic, and basically Tom and Maddie, they're going to Maddie's sister's wedding, right? So Sonic uses a ring, sends Tom over through the portal, right? So now Sonic is, being a kid, partying up, destroying the house completely. As he's having this party, he gets attacked by Robotnik. Like, Robotnik shows up at the house and, cuts a hole in the door. The door swings open, and Sonic's like, "What the hell?" So he tries to punch Robotnik, and Robotnik sidesteps him, and here comes Knuckles. And Knuckles punches him through the wall, through the TV, into the couch. And they have a quick little back and forth. We learn a bit about Knuckles, why he's doing what he's doing. They end up in the backyard. Tails shows up, hits Knuckles with a car. Knuckles Knuckles goes flying into the into the shed. So Sonic takes this opportunity to jump in the car, and him and Tails take off, right?
Yeah,
And
right. Hold on, before you go any further, did you notice what Jim Carrey did there when when Tails Knuckles with the car? He's like, whoop, 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 whoop.
yeah, yeah. Jim
I love
Carrey
Jim
is
Carrey so much.
yeah, he's pretty good.
Does it count as a knuckle sandwich when Knuckles punches you?
Kind of. It's a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, I'd say it's one hell of a knuckle sandwich. The guy's got some mean fists.
So yeah, so like I was saying, we learned that Knuckles, he desires to honor the legacy of his extinct tribe, demanding the location of the Master Emerald, an ancient relic that allows its possessor to bend reality to their will. Sonic and Knuckles, they take off, right? Knuckles chases after them. So Sonic and Tails get away. They pull out in front of this like green truck. Knuckles just like punches right through the truck.
Hmm. Did you happen to see the name on the side of the truck?
I did, but I am terrible with memorizing names, so
It was another reference to a level in Sonic. I'm not. I think it was Sonic 2, maybe. Yeah, maybe Sonic 2 or Sonic 4. I'm not sure exactly which one, but it's the Splash Hill Zone.
yeah, Splash Hill Zone and like the Green Hill Zone is like
Yep,
both levels from
yep.
Sonic.
And then of course Mushroom Zone.
Yeah. So essentially they get away by driving the car off the mountain, right? Knuckles, that's what he does. He climbs walls in the games, right? Like,
It's kind of silly if he can just fly.
well, he can glide. He glides and he can climb walls,
Did
right?
you just turn your button to a helicopter?
So yeah, so Tails and Sonic, they get away. Tails, flies them off, right? So now they're chilling, and essentially they get some Star Wars hologram, right? That goes off, and it's Sonic's, I guess, caretaker who raised him, Longclaw, right, the owl. And yeah, she tells him, Sonic, you gotta do some stuff. I don't even remember what she says, to be honest.
She said this is you have to. It was the path to the Master Emerald.
Yeah, right. So yeah, go find the Master Emerald. Right? So Sonic convinces Tails to help him find the Master Emerald while Robotnik reunites with his assistant Stone, and they scheme to steal the emerald essentially.
Do you
At this
know really quickly? Did you recognize the name of the coffee shop?
Yeah, it was like a spin-off game like Robotnik's fuck.
Mean Bean Machine.
Yeah, Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Yeah, it's a crappy like
It's like a
Tetris.
pinball Yoshi's
No, it's
Cookie
like
kind of game.
Tetris. It's like Tetris style game. Like, you got to connect the slimes as they come down the screen.
Oh God, so many games.
Yeah. Also, too, while he's trying to find a new outfit, we actually get to see Robotnik's classic red shirt, black pants with the yellow collar, right?
And the fat guy too.
Well, that's what I mean. That
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
that
yeah.
that's his like classic look, right? So Sonic and Tails essentially find like they follow a clue. They end up in Siberia, right? Where they find a compass within an old temple. Robotnik and Knuckles basically track them there and basically chase Sonic and Tails down the mountain. And we get a cool like, I don't know, like, down the hill type of
Yeah, like a snowboarding game.
Kind of, yeah, right? Again, reminiscent to Sonic Adventures or Sonic Adventures 2,
The
right?
ice cap zone.
There's a you actually ride a snowboard in the game, right?
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, and there was an avalanche, right? So during the avalanche, right, Sonic and Tails, ride down on the snowboards and whatnot. Tails ends up getting hurt, right? And basically, Knuckles and Robotnik take advantage of this. They steal the compass, right? While Sonic goes to try and help his friend, right?
Hmm.
We then get Tom. Tom ends up throwing a ring, saving Sonic and Tails, right? Bringing them to the wedding. And at this point, Maddie's sister, Rochelle, her fiance Randall, and basically all his like wedding party, like we seen them, they're all like big buff like Chad dudes, right? And basically they reveal that they're part of this unit called Gun, like it's GUN, right? So that stands for Guardian Units of the Nation, which is another callback to the video games where Sonic and Shadow actually have like issues with this unit. I'll bring this up later on at the end, but I believe this is how they'll continue the franchise without Jim Carrey if they wanted
Yeah.
to.
Did you you must have caught Tom's ringtone,
Yeah, they classic
the
Sonic.
Green Hill Zone song.
Yeah. Yeah. So Gunn essentially captures Sonic and Tails and Tom, and basically they get rescued by Maddie and like a very pissed off like Rachel, right? Because essentially her wedding got called off. Her wedding was a sham, so she is vexed, like
Hell hath
next
no fury like a woman
next
scorned.
next level, right? So they have Tails' bag, right? And they're using all the little gadgets and stuff, and Rachel, she has some kind of boomerang, like energy boomerang, and she throws it and knocks out all the guards. And then she catches it. She's like, "I didn't know it was gonna do that," and then takes off. Right? It's pretty funny. So
Yeah.
so Robotnik and Knuckles find the underwater temple containing the Master Emerald, and Sonic basically follows them. And as he's gonna chase after them, we get the cool, classic Sonic line: "Gotta go fast," right?
Hmm.
And I don't know if you're familiar with that, right? But that's
I
from
know he said it in the first movie.
I don't recall him saying in the first movie, but that's like a callback to the Sonic X franchise, like the cartoon, which is the theme
Oh,
song. The theme song
oh,
is "Gotta go fast, gotta go fast, gotta go faster, 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 Sonic X." Yeah.
hmm,
So that's a little callback to that, right?
nice.
Yeah.
Is running across water something Sonic's ever done?
I mean, probably. I don't recall that being like part of levels in Sonic. I don't know. I don't. No, he can't swim. Well, he can't
No,
swim.
he can't swim.
So, but yeah, none of the levels required you to run across water, so I don't
Huh,
think you could, right?
yeah,
But I mean, you have to go really fast to run
yeah, the
along
fuck you
water.
do. You have to
So
basically not be touching the water.
basically, so Sonic goes to the temple. He fights with Knuckles while Robotnik actually uses the distraction. He seizes the emerald and he ends up fusing it to himself, turning himself basically like he wears red and black, and now he's wearing black and
Black
green.
and green. So there was another level reference in there, the labyrinth zone.
Yeah, the underwater labyrinth. Yeah.
Yep.
As he fuses the emerald to himself, this causes the temple to essentially implode on itself and
Hmm.
sink back into the ocean, I guess, right? So Sonic and Knuckles barely escape. They end up working together, or sorry, they end up agreeing to work together, right? And Tails ends up showing up in his classic plane, right? I don't know if you're familiar with the plane, but that's one of Tails's, video game feat. Like in one of the video games, he's flying the plane, right?
Yeah.
And they crash it as well in the game. So
Hmm. And Sonic, it's Sonic's plane in the game, though, isn't it?
no, it's Tails. It's
Oh,
Tails.
that's right. And Sonic just basically tells him where to go.
Yeah, right. As sidekicks.
Yeah. Do what I tell you now.
Yeah, yeah. So in Green Hill, Robotnik uses his new abilities to create a giant robot resembling himself, which again is a callback to, I believe, the first Sonic game, right? You fight a big robot that looks pretty much like exactly like this one, right?
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. So Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles work together to fight the robot and its accompanying drones. to reclaim the Master Emerald, but once they actually get it back, it ends up just like shattering, right? And Robotnik is still able to control the robot. So he's just about to step on them. And so as the emerald crumbled, do you see the 7 Chaos Emeralds kind of fall out of the Master Emerald, right?
Mhm.
Don't remember if that's how it works in the game. Yeah, so basically they're about to get stepped on, and as this happens, typical movie fashion, the 7 Chaos Emeralds react to Sonic, and Sonic fucking turns into Goku, Super Sonic. So, Super Sonic beats the crap out of, Dr. Robotnik and his robots, right? He does the typical, like, I mean, it's a speedster thing, right? So he just like flew through him repeatedly, just, punching holes in and out of the robot. And then, does a little toe flick and knocks over Robotnik. And Robotnik is like, oh, so it's like that. We're not friends. And it's like, no, bitch. No, no, you're not fucking friends. What the fuck? You spent this whole 2 hours just trying to kill this man. What do you mean? It's like, yes, it's like
Oh,
that.
it's like that.
You
Dude, I
know what I
love him.
mean?
I love him. He's so great. Did you
Right?
really quickly before we go further ahead? Did you happen to catch Stone's instruction manual on the robot?
Yeah, it was like a
A
Sonic 2,
Sega.
a Sega Sonic 2 manual.
Yeah.
Right?
So many
Yeah.
good callbacks.
Yeah, this was pretty good. So, essentially, Sonic wins, obviously. He releases the power of the Chaos Emeralds. They just kind of shoot up into space. Like, I didn't understand that part, right? They
You've got
just
to
like
collect the Dragon Balls again.
I was just gonna say they just shot out of him like the Dragon Balls, you know what I mean, and just spread
Hmm.
the fuck out across the world, and you can't get them for another year. They turn to stone. Um, so Knuckles somehow grabs all the fucking Master Emerald shards, right, and just squeezes the shit out of it, and it basically forms back into the Master Emerald. So he's all happy now. He's like, "Oh, I got the Master Emerald." But it's like, do you? Because the 7 Chaos Emeralds are spread across the earth in stone form, and you cannot find them for another year.
My
You know,
stones are inert.
right? So all in all, they win. The gun they, fuck off, right? And then we pick up with them. I don't know how long after, but they're playing baseball. Tails and Knuckles. Knuckles is batting. Tails is pitching. Tails throws a crazy fastball, and Knuckles is just like, "Fuck this," and just punches the shit out of the ball. Right? Home
He's so
run.
ridiculous.
And they're like, "Oh, well, we only had one ball, so let's go get ice cream." And boom, the credits roll.
I wanted to really quickly say how much I get Drax the Destroyer out of Knuckles.
Yeah, he's that kind of doesn't
Don't
get
call me a thesaurus.
doesn't get jokes, you know,
He's very
kind of
deadpan. He's
meathead,
very deadpan.
right? Yeah. Yeah, I say Idris Elba did a pretty good job with it.
I loved it.
Yeah. So, in the mid-credit scene, Stone we see Stone, which is Robotnik's assistant. He's infiltrated Gun as they begin to search for Robotnik in the mech rubble. An agent reports to Gun Commander Walters that a 50-year-old file containing coordinates to a research facility housing Project Shadow has been uncovered. And then we see a quick scene of Shadow waking up. So that's actually pretty cool because technically Shadow was created before Sonic was even born, right? So everybody says Shadow's like a clone of Sonic. Kind of not true because he's been around way before Sonic, technically, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, and that's the end of the movie. So
Word. So, Zach, what did you think?
I enjoyed it for what it was.
All right. Critics gave it a 67. Fair, unfair?
67? I think that's a
67.
little. I think that's a little unfair. I mean, Jim Carrey alone brings this movie to a 70, right?
Mhm.
I would probably give it like a 75. That'd
All
probably be
right.
my rating. What about you?
I loved it. Uh, Obviously, it had its faults. I'm just a bit above you. I was at 80.
Okay.
Up next, we have the good, the bad.
The meh.
All right, I'm gonna let you go first on this one. What was your good?
I have to say my good is probably Robotnik, right? Jim Carrey is fantastic. So, I mean, that's like enough said there. But what about you?
I can't word it any better than you just did. Jim Carrey is amazing. I've loved him since '94. I mean, The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Dumb and Dumber all came out that same year, and easily some of his best work. And I mean, I don't know if you could feel it the same way I felt, but his acting style in this one, and even in the first Sonic movie, he felt like that Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And it's just it hits so well, the nostalgia, the way he acts, the mannerisms, the just kookiness of him. It's undeniable Jim Carrey. So can't top that.
So, what was your meh?
The whole secret organization pretend marriage thing was wicked cheesy to me, and I feel like they could have done without it. I understand the purpose of trying to be subtle and, infiltration. I get it, there's purpose behind it. But the whole marriage thing was wicked cheesy. Dude coming up and saying, "I heard you left my fiance tied to a chair, and you got the balls to show your face here." Like, just the wedding. It's really just the wedding, ultimately.
Yeah, and that's perfect. I agree with that. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
What about you?
My meh would be how little Tails did in this movie. I like Tails a lot. So like, yeah, for him to not do too much, I'd say that's probably the meh part. Like, come on. He's got
You
two
got Dick
tails.
Grayson so hard.
Yeah, right. So
So what was your bad?
all right, so okay, so my bad would have to be drinking. The fact that I only realized the second time watching this movie that he was drinking mushroom juice at the very beginning of the movie. I was like, "Oh, he's drinking like some kind of berries and shit." No, no, those are fucking mushrooms. Like disgusting. So that's probably my bad. That they made that for one, I didn't realize it the first time, and two, the fact that somebody was drinking mushroom juice. That's gross.
Gross.
So,
How about three?
but
The fact that it's mushroom juice.
well, that too, right? What's your bad?
I don't know. Something about Jim Carrey being auto tuned to speak was it was. I, it took me out. The first couple seconds when he was like, "I'm elevated," and he started doing that. Like the piano thing was cool, but when he talked, it didn't sound right with the auto tuning. At least not at first. It felt like they fixed it after that. But like, I don't know if it was him finding his tone or if it was just
This calibration.
movie. Yeah,
He's
it
calibrating.
just those first couple seconds were rough.
I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. So then what is your highlight scene in this movie?
It has to be that last like 15, 20 minutes with the Robotnik bot. That
And the
whole
and the three of them running together while Tails
yeah.
flying beside them. Yeah, that shit is
Yeah,
cool.
it was just such a good visual. Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey. I mean, the cutting off the head. Jesus Christ, I could go on and on. That scene was just so great, so
Y-
great.
So you have nothing to say about Supersonic? You didn't care for
Uh,
Supersonic?
I thought that the I'll say this: to use those powers, your friend is no more. The Sonic you knew is gone. Chili dogs.
The chili dog hits Knuckles in the face. Nope, nope. He's
Just
he's 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 still the Sonic you know.
just it was such a good delivery. Like I have nothing bad else besides like that. Even that just that like 3 seconds of bad auto tune is completely forgivable because of this entire scene. It was nothing bad about that scene. I have nothing. So please
Okay.
feel free to pull a dislike, a letdown scene from your ass, but it's probably not going to be that bad.
My letdown scene's pretty bad.
Well, tell me about it.
So you remember when Sonic and Tails got captured?
Yeah.
What was the purpose of that?
Um.
Exactly. There wasn't one. It was a waste of time because that whole thing lasted what? 4 minutes, right? They get captured, then it was legitimately just to give like I swear to God, just to give Maddie and her sister like some shine in the movie, right?
Yep.
Because that was so pointless. Like that is
Yeah,
like
it
the, like
was.
what like what? Like they weren't it's not like they were captured for like half the movie. Nothing. Like legit absolutely no purpose to that. So Yeah, that is my letdown scene.
I have no arguments for you. That leads us to next week. And we are going to do a little different than we usually do next week. We're both fans of the superhero genre. I'm sure that's very well made clear by now. And Thor: Love and Thunder is coming out. So next week we're going to give a kind of rundown of the first 3 Thor movies, and then so long as everything falls into place properly, the week after, spoiler, we're going to give you Thor: Love and Thunder. So prepare for so much of July Thor that you can't even handle it.
Thor 1, 2, and 3. Just Thor
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
So don't forget, we are part of the Geek Talk Network. So make sure you go check out the other show. If you like anime, this is the show for you, right?
Yep.
They talk anime movies, TV shows, news. They have, interviews with anime lovers. I was just on an episode last week, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely check them out. What in the Anime, hosted by Dustin and Tyler.
Yep. And again, every Tuesday. And I can pretty confidently say now, within a few couple of maybe 2-3 weeks here, they'll be joining us for a feature.
Yep. Yep. And we're also going to be having, a little network get together where, we're going to play some Mario Party, shoot the shit, right? Um yeah,
Get
and
to know each other.
you may or may not get some origin stories, you know what I mean? Why
International man of mystery over here.
why they call me the Batman, you know, all that stuff, right? So, yeah. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. We'll let you know what's going on with that. We don't know. I believe Dustin has said that he made a podcast for the Geek Talk Network. So the audio version or whatever we do will probably be on that. So we'll post links to that, obviously, when we get around to it,
Yep.
like to actually doing the get together.
All
So
right. Well, all that stuff, we'll talk about it. You'll see it. You'll find it on social media, I'm sure. And how to find us on social media is easy. Instagram at MNWTB Podcast, Twitter at MNWTBoys, TikTok at MNWTB Pod, and on Facebook at MNWTBoys Pod. And where else can we be found?
you can find us on YouTube, Movie Night with the Boys.
Um, so yeah, I don't think there's anything else there. So it's been real, Zach.
It has John. Deuces.
Deuces.
Thank you all so much for listening to Movie Night with the Boys.